Understanding Investments a Few Minutes at a Time by Daniel Dower from Chapter 11, Options, Issue Number 47. Options Basics. In the U.S., options are contracts created and enforced by the Chicago Board Options Exchange. To my knowledge, no options contract has ever defaulted. They do not carry the same types of counter-parity risks as many interest swaps or other derivatives. In and of themselves, they are merely tools by which one can invest in an underlying security, most often common stock, in a large public company. Options can be used defensively or offensively, to reduce leverage or increase leverage, or in many other ways. Options have evolved a language. They can be complex and should only be used after sufficient due diligence. As always, do your homework. Options are divided into calls and puts. A call grants the owner the right, but not the obligation, to purchase the underlying security at a certain price, the strike price, on or before a certain date, the expiration date. A put grants its owner the right to sell the underlying security at a certain price, on or before a certain expiration date. The seller of an option takes the opposite position. The seller of a call has the obligation to sell the underlying security to the call's owner upon execution, whenever the owner decides, up until the expiration date. The seller of a put has the obligation to buy the underlying security from the put's owner upon execution, whenever the owner decides, up until the expiration date. Note that European options may not be exercised early. To keep a few other pieces of lingo straight, if one purchases or sells an option without owning the underlying securities, it may be referred to as a naked option. If one sells an option, it may be referred to as short call or short put, not to be confused with shorting a stock. Most importantly, selling an option represents an obligation. Since a stock can go up an infinite amount, one cannot completely cover the potential obligation of a short naked call. However, since a stock can only go down to zero, one can cover the potential obligation of a short naked put. When doing so with cash, it is referred to as a cash-covered short naked put. For example, if one sells a put obligating them to buy Coke at $40 and sets aside $40 in cash, they have covered the contingent liability should the owner of the put decide to exercise it.